And here we go, guys.
To another edition of Ask Michael Ehline. This is where I teach people the law in an unorthodox manner by using examples that we see in the news, case law briefs, but it's all about exposing the Leviathan and its instrumentalities and taking back your rights. Know the law and mean to keep it well. Come here to learn from an expert to know your right. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save, because we never know when the thought police are going to take down this channel. Expert to know.
All right. So I just had to mute BZ because there's a lot of feedback, but
no, we're good now.
I am attorney Michael Ehline. As most of you know, I am an attorney licensed in Texas and California. I specialize in personal injury, and I do civil rights and appellate law and stuff like that. And somebody that we know got locked up and over an audit or a cop watching named Chille DeCastro. And so I started doing this series about cop watching to hold law enforcement accountable without you guys getting arrested. And I've got BZ Watchdog, who's also a former Force Recon Marine. I'm a former infantry Marine. So we're all about trying to help you guys understand your rights so you don't get busted. And today we're going to have, hold on, let me just get this set up so we don't.
Chuck Bronson.
Yes. Not oh Beck, yeah. We're gonna do a whole Beck, yeah, another time. But
Heck yeah, we're having a chill sesh.
Oh Beck, yeah, cool, yeah.
Chill sesh, whatever.
Chill, yeah, it's chill. Today we're gonna man, I'll tell you, BZ has turned me on to some really hilarious cop watchers, and I'm getting a kick out of it. And as most of you know, I'm one of the original cop watchers back from the 90s when the whole sovereign citizen movement started. And I beat a lot of tickets, man, a lot of traffic tickets and stuff like that. And ended up getting beat up by a cop over a parking ticket and thrown in jail and arrested on a 148. Ended up suing that cop and got about 30 grand out of him on a civil rights claim. And that really was the impetus that motivated me to become a lawyer with no law degree or any kind of undergrad. And that's one of the main reasons I'm here today. Is I've been doing other stuff and became friends with this Chille guy, and I'm just trying to make sure that no one else gets arrested or does something crazy, because the idea is we want to hold law enforcement accountable. We want to hold the government accountable under the First Amendment, which is a absolute right. And we want to do it in such a way where they can't paint us as crazies. Oh, by the way,
yeah.
Oh, Beck, yeah. By the way, I wanted to tell y'all. So, you know, my wife's from El Salvador. She watches Noticias, the Spanish news stations. Man, all over the place. It's Chille. All over the place. He's all over the Spanish news stations. And here's the message they're trying to send. Totally okay to violate U.S. border laws. Totally okay to flood the country. You know, it's totally okay to abuse American citizens, but it's not okay to do anything that could potentially make law enforcement look bad. So that's the message that we're getting out there. And by the way, so BZ Watchdog, go ahead and talk to us about what your observations are about all that.
Oh, we don't make the cops look bad. They do that on their own. We just hold that little thing called the camera.
All right. Well, how about you?
I actually have a video where I did an audit, and I'm actually talking to a lieutenant. I'm like, I'm not here to bait you. I'm not here to make you guys look bad. You guys do that on your own. And he didn't he didn't really disagree on camera there.
So,
but we do have Chuck Bronson coming on, guys. I want to apologize. He's running a few minutes late. He had to get the kiddo some Mickey D's and a Happy Meal, but I don't know if he's going to bring it. But he did bring the good old cock/rooster that he has in the bait car. So I hope he brings it with him.
Hey, really quick here, I see Avela Gill. I don't want to put her comment up on the screen because I don't want to potentially violate any kind of attorney-client stuff. But it says here that she's reached out and left a message and hasn't gotten a return call. She has an issue in Bakersfield. BZ, if you can help me.
I haven't seen any emails or anything come across my desk.
No. What I'm asking you to do is maybe she can reach out to you and you can just get me in touch with her.
Is she in the room?
Yeah. So the thing is with me is I don't normally do any of this kind of. I don't do
Oh,
criminal
there it
defense.
is. I see the comment just now coming up on the screen. So I guess there's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, I don't do I don't do criminal defense and stuff like that. So probably like my staff is. I got to talk to my staff and figure out. I've got to let them know that people are going to be reaching out.
Bakersfield, that might be part of that. If I'm remembering correctly, I think that is either Riverside or San Bernardino County. And
yeah.
And I'm wondering but she's saying that she left a message with your secretary.
Yeah, so probably we get probably, a couple hundred calls a day from people talking about everything under the sun, and we only do catastrophic injury. So probably my staff is not forwarding those messages to me because that's not how we pay our bills. But I do want to help people the best that I can. And that's why I try to do these live chats. And so if she has questions or she needs something answered that is not attorney-client type stuff that's confidential, I would love to be able to even have her on as a guest to talk about what's going on.
And you got Dodd Asha, who's suing Riverside County for unconstitutional CCW scheme. He's doing it himself. I guess he learned how to do that pro se.
All right. Well, I'm more than interested in
having you protect the first, he protects the second. Well, I know you're a big Second Amendment guy. I'm just the big First Amendment guy.
Yeah, I'm a single issue voter. I've given up in trusting politicians for anything. I'm looking to see who's going to put judges on the bench who don't say stupid things like, "Oh, well, the First Amendment hamstrings the government. Poor government. Boo-hoo."
Boo-hoo. I don't want to be on your YouTube channel, Chille.
Yeah. So I'm more interested in that. I'm not. I just want to get judges on the bench who are going to support the Second Amendment.
She doesn't need a criminal defense. Evelia, what kind of defense do you need? Is it civil? Is it criminal? Is it? I mean, put it in the comments a little bit. Yeah. Give us a little bit more.
Yeah, as long as it's not, potentially something that could harm her or get her in trouble with the law or be used against her in a court of law.
No. That's why we just need a little bit more. Like, is it personal injury? Is it civil? Is it? We don't need the facts. We just need a little bit more context.
Yeah, and if she can reach out to you directly, that way it cuts through my law firm, which is a real problem. Because these guys are not. We get so many calls and we're trying to filter everything out, or they're trying to filter everything out.
Well, if you want, you can just fire your whole staff. I'll just start taking all the calls.
That might be a good idea. The problem is they're highly trained in identifying tort claims, which potentially are actionable.
I've sued enough people with personal injury. I know what they are.
Right, and I could probably get you
just funnel through them. Just funnel through them.
Hey, look, I'm down for that. I'd rather have a dude like you answering my phone than. Well, anyways, we'll talk about that another time.
Ooh, yeah, let's keep that off the air.
Yeah, but I'm definitely interested in helping anybody if they're being harassed or unfairly targeted by the government or the administrative state, because the whole point of our Constitution was to protect us from the government.
I see your comment now. She's got an exposed video. So do me a favor. I don't even know how to say it. Avelia Gill. Go to bzwatchdog@gmail.com. Go ahead and email me. I'll reach out to you, or you can just email me the links or the video, and I'll go ahead and take a look at it. And then I'll see what else you want to do. I see that you want help with FOIAs and other things. We can definitely help you on that stuff. I can do a FOIA depending on what we need, and that's where Michael comes in to tell me what we need, so that way we can just fill out the FOIA and send a request for because we're going to need time, date, persons, and we're going to have to be very specific, or they'll kick the FOIA back.
And you have to remember that FOIA is the Freedom of Information Act. It's federal, so each state has their own sort of similar Freedom of Information Act, but they don't normally call it FOIA. Okay, so we need to figure out what that is, because you don't want to make a request to the federal government. Oh, by the way, BZ, I wanted to also tell the audience. So I'm getting a lot of crazy comments from people, and I'm assuming a lot of them are, law enforcement or families of law enforcement.
Wait, hold that thought, Mike. Dodd Asha has a good comment for you right there. And I don't want to have it passed up.
Let's put it up on the screen. So just really quick. So I'm getting a lot of calls from different people, and I'll get to Dawood. People are citing a lot of case law that doesn't really apply. So they'll cite an 1800 case from Tennessee for the proposition that you can do something or not do something. Well, that's a Tennessee state law, and you haven't shepherdized it, which is a method that we use to see if it's still valid law. And a lot of cop watchers and auditors, especially sovereign citizens, just assume that any case law just applies to everything. And so one of the things that I want to do is maybe do a live video where I break down the difference between federal and state laws, how to shepherdize cases, so you're not citing bad law and bad authority, because I want you guys to be taken seriously. When you go to court and you're citing some BS case that doesn't even apply, you look like a fool to the court. So I want you to be taken seriously, because I want you to win. Because I care about the Constitution. Remember, the whole point of the Constitution was to limit the government, not to give the government more power. And what we see right now is we have them trying to do the exact opposite: illegal spying, flooding the country with illegal aliens, and so they can. Probably because they realize there's going to be a terror attack. I mean, come on, we're at war with Russia and kind of China basically right now, for lack of a better word.
DeWitt, you're not late to the party, brother. Actually, Chuck Bronson's actually late, so you're on time.
Yeah. So you got these issues here where people are going to come across, just like with 9/11, where we had these guys that were here in the country and allegedly flew planes into buildings or whatever. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand that the administrative state wants nothing more than to consolidate their own power. A managed democracy, which is the administrative state, the only people who benefit from a managed democracy are the managers, not we the people. And so what I want to do is make you guys be taken seriously by a judge and a jury, or at least be feared instead of looked at with ridicule. And so that is my goal. So now let's get into Dawood's question. So are you willing to take an apprentice? So we've had this discussion before. And I think what I mentioned in the past is I am willing to take on an apprentice to train them how to be a lawyer if they can meet certain prerequisites. And that mainly is going to have to do with probably an in-phone interview to make sure that you have the basic things that I'm looking for in order to do that, because you still got to be able to pass the baby bar. You're going to have to take the CLEP. If you don't have an undergrad, there's a lot of different things you're going to have to do. So long story short is I am willing to take on apprentices if they have the fire in their belly, and I think that they're going to be able to make a difference, and they're going to get through the program. If I don't think they're going to be able to get through the program, I'll try to find ways to inspire them to get them on the right track, so they'll be able to meet those requirements instead of just telling them, no, get away, don't ever come back. That's not what I want. I mean, I want the raw material first, just like a Marine, right? You want to have that young kid who really wants to be a Marine and they're on fire. And you want to make them a poolee, right? Make them a poolee so they'll be able to make it through boot camp. So either way, part of the process of these videos is to kind of make all of you like poolies. So you'll have the basic understanding. You don't get the shin splints when you go to boot camp because you've already been running a lot and stuff like that. Does that make sense, Basil?
It does. It brings back old memories.
Yeah. All right. So let me see.
Is Chuck in the room yet?
Not yet, brother. So yeah. So we've got Chuck is supposed to come in today.
Also, Let's LTVO real quick said way up there said any update on Chille's what did it say? Any update on Chille's bail appeal? Isn't that like on Wednesday?
So let me just be frank with everybody. For the last couple of days, I've been at a wedding, the family situation, preparing for the wedding and then attending the wedding and then coming back from the wedding. So I haven't really had a lot of time to watch anyone's videos or follow up on what's going on with Chille's appeal. My understanding is that his appellate lawyer is seeking federal relief in the form of a writ of habeas corpus. Now, put it in the comments if I'm wrong about that, but I do not have an update on that, but I promise that I will have an update for you tomorrow. I'm also in the process of filing paperwork to try and have confidential attorney-client visitations with him. I was told last time that I went there that you cannot have in-person meetings with your client unless you're a Nevada lawyer, which is crazy. Because if you guys think I'm stupid enough to have confidential attorney-client communications over a video and cable system through the prison, you're out of your minds. I could probably get disbarred for that. I mean, it's obvious they're surveilling him. So I can't even discuss any of the relevant cases or activities that I have with him out of the state of Nevada. And so I'm in the process of trying to file paperwork and, if necessary, potentially seek higher court relief to require the Nevada Department of Corrections to allow me to have in-person visits. I think it's absolutely insane that you have to be a member of the Nevada bar to be able to see your client in person, especially when you have pending legal matters. And we know that these systems, we know these systems like cable and video can be compromised, and you're probably being watched. We know that the FBI just got busted, March 4th, a whistleblower report came out where they've been illegally spying on us using our bank data to try to target Christians, gun owners, and people who support legal immigration, and putting them on watch lists. And then we also know that they're going door to door for people who are making social media posts like FJB to try to trip them up, get them in trouble, scare them, make the neighbors see, hey, a bunch of FBI guys showed up at our neighbor's front door. You know what I mean? It's it kind of reminds you of the communist China when Mao Zedong took over, and they had the communist minders going around, like the block captains. Yeah, like block captains going around and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind. I'm working on that, and hopefully I will have some positive information for you about that. Let me see if I'll just go ahead and put myself up here. So now, ProHawk, just really quick while I'm trying to buy some time. So ProHawk, Dawood, is when you're an out-of-state attorney and you associate in a case and you get permission from a court to do that. And that is the only other option that I would have as an out-of-state lawyer, unless his appellate lawyer brings me in as part of the legal team in Nevada, which I doubt he'll do, because I've made statements to the effect that I don't appreciate the way that all the witnesses, character witnesses who signed, who wanted to verify that those letters that were attached to his motion were actually, we wanted to verify those letters. And
hey, can I say something real quick, Mike?
What's that?
Hey, I know we all love Chille. Look, bottom line is, I know he's a little rough around the edges sometimes, and he has a good heart. But guys, I just want to let you guys know there's other YouTubers that are purposely going live during this hour that are trying to cover and do stuff for Chille to try to draw traffic away from this hour. I don't know why. I just got a notification about an update on Chille. I don't know why they're doing that during this hour when we schedule this ahead of time, unless they're maliciously doing it on purpose. We're trying to pull videos every day and to be here every time, every day, so that way you guys know exactly when we're going to be on, so we're not interfering with anybody else's live stream. And that way Mike can put out any kind of information, since we're live, any kind of Q&A you might have for him. Because I know in other people's forums, you can sit there and ask questions. You can say whatever, and a lot of times none of those people will ever even comment or answer your question. Mike's trying to get out pertinent information to keep us out from getting locked up. So with that being said, man, if you guys are gonna at least wait, those other people are gonna keep their lives up where you can go back and watch it. So I don't want to mention any names, but that's just, with that being said, is Chuck in the room yet? I just tried calling him again.
No, I don't see him yet, but I guess
let's do this. Let's go ahead and just start playing his video when he comes in, because that way we can. No,
hopefully.
And trust me, it's not Chille's channel, Scriptzilla. It's somebody else's channel that's interfering.
Well, hey, look, hopefully Chuck's going to show up. I'm really excited about being able to present other auditors and what they do and show you the difference in tactics and personalities. And I got to tell you something, as a lawyer and someone who's also worked for the prosecutor's office in LA in the past, that I got to tell you, personality, in my opinion, makes up about 60 to 70% of why you'll get arrested. And, the guy that does the whole, oh, Becca, that guy. I mean, he makes the cops laugh and he disarms them with his personality. That's one of the reasons why I'm really grateful to BZ for turning me on to all these different auditors and different styles. And today we're going to cover Chuck Bronson, who I call the original audit vigilante.
Hey, Mike, guess who turned me on to Chuck?
Who?
Chille.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, cool. So that's another reason not to hate Chille. At least he's trying to, help the auditor community in his own way. I'm understanding there's a lot of beefs between him and other auditors, and we just have Chuck joining us right now. So
there we go. About damn time.
Let me add him to the stage. So I don't see an image for him. He's not being blocked on the
Sometimes
mic.
He's a little camera shy. That's why he has the bait car.
That's fine, but he has his microphone blocked right now, just so you know. But I do see him in there. So what we can do is we can just go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and play that video that you sent me. Is that cool?
Yeah, go ahead and start rolling, and he'll chime in. I'm sure he come out. I'm sure he's getting set up while he's got the kid with him. So
that'll give me a minute to get set up.
Hey, Chuck. Hey, Chuck. Hey, man, it's an honor to meet you, sir. We're going to go ahead and start playing one of your videos, and we'll stop it occasionally to see if BZ or you want to pipe in. All right.
Sounds good.
All right. Stand by. Let me just let me get this set up. By the way, everybody, I'm not a pro at doing these lives and all this stuff. I'm still learning, so just forgive me that it's not like I'm instantly going live, all this stuff. And let me just get over here.
Don't worry. Chuck Bronson will teach you how to go live.
All right. Here we go, guys. Just go ahead and take a look at this video and let us know what you think.
What's up, everybody? The bait car has returned. Check this out. I got a good one for you. Driving down the road, cruising around, looking to expose some dirty cops. See that traffic stop, so see if they just get scared and take off, which is 99% of the time they see me roll up. They just end the stop and run. Unless digging into it and searching and running the dog. At that point, they typically back off. But if I show up to a traffic stop early, it usually just scares them off. And that's because they're afraid of an outside camera. Yeah, they have body cams. Yeah, they have dash cams. But anytime I've ever got body cams and dash cams, they're always redacted, edited, muted, turned on and off.
Hey, really quick, guys, that's a big deal. So you'll see in these Cop Watcher videos a lot of times that the officer, but well, I'm filming everything. Why do you need to film? Well, and that sounds plausibly like a great thing to say, but we know that they do erase things, and anything that makes them look bad gets deleted.
Chille says that all the time, man. He always says he would pass a law to where they can't mute it, they can't turn it off for the whole shift. If he ever,
it's crazy. Yeah, they'll do like the little powwow where they try to figure out how they're going to violate you, and they'll shut down the camera. And it's absurd. Anybody who's got a brain realizes that that's nonsense. So we're going to keep playing.
Which the people need to put a stop to that.
Amen.
We need to make it to where they can no longer do that.
Yeah.
So they stopped with this traffic stop. They see me pulling up. I seen the guy looking at me, and then he went and ran and jumped back in his car right as I was pulling up. So apparently this new law just passed. It says if you drive by a traffic stop, the cops are going to come after you. Because, I mean, that's pretty much what happens here. Stay tuned. Watch it till the end, people. It's really good. Just from that alone, here comes this cop. He's chasing me down. I have no idea why. I didn't flip him off. I didn't tell him to get back to work.
He didn't call him a jackboot thug pig.
I mean, you've seen it. And all in all, this is just a great example of baiting the cops. Bait the cops by following all laws. It works every time. I honestly had no idea. Usually these cops don't bother me. I had no idea this cop was going to come after me. If you're still watching, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Check out all my bait car videos.
Miss
They will
Constitutional,
blow your
put Chuck
mind.
Bronson's link up.
Yeah, hold on.
Especially if you're one of the
So if we've got a moderator in the sidebar, if you can put the @Chuck Bronson link up for the audience so they can go and like and subscribe to his channel. I really love his videos. He's really good. I love that where he says the best way to bait a cop is just to follow all the laws. That's hilarious. That is really good. I like this guy. He's got a great personality. I'm going to keep playing this. Here we go.
them people that think cops don't lie. Cops are good, honest people. Here he comes. Here he comes.
So is that his rear
Stay with me,
window?
people.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a rear camera and a forward camera.
Jeez, I love this.
Yeah, I'm not sure at what point I realized this cop's actually coming after me. And so I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to go find somewhere to park. Everybody always comments saying, if there's a cop following you, just go pull over. Go park.
Wait, hold on. Was that a California stop, or did he come to a complete stop? I'm trying to predict what the cop's going to do when they pull him over.
Oh, don't predict anything. Just wait for it.
All right.
So I'm, I know a good spot over here. Cops park here all the time. I park here all the time. There's no trespassing signs. There's nothing. I'm never really bothered over here. Here he comes. Look there in the rear.
Wow.
Here he comes. I don't know. Maybe he's scared. He just pulls up next to me. He hits me with a flashlight. I go to grab mine. And then he just kind of, you'll see him drive in front of me here. Whatever. I had no idea what cop it was.
Wow.
I've had cops pull up next to me while I'm sitting here, and we're sitting anywhere, and they, chit chat and hang out and whatever. There he goes again. Does he got the balls big enough to pull in and come say hi?
Wow.
I guess not.
Wow. That's crazy. I've never
Cop's
seen
not
anything
very
like
good about using turn signals. He's above the law because he's a cop. He doesn't have to have turn signals. He doesn't need license plate lights. He can speed. He can do whatever he wants, even without emergency lights. If
And
you
they
ask a cop,
Hey, hold on. I got to say
making a
something.
U-turn, no.
In California, they can even talk on their cell phones, and pretty much, they can just say, "Oh, well, that's official. Like, I'm allowed to do it." The hands-free law doesn't apply to them. You got to understand, there's a reason why a lot of people don't like police. It's because they feel like politicians, police, judges, that they get away with murder, literally. Epstein Island. Look at all those guys. Any of those guys been brought to justice? No, of course not. So that put it in the comments if that's one of the reasons why you don't trust cops.
Turn signal. Here he comes. He's coming back. Stay with me, people.
Classic.
This cop is going to be one of the dumbest cops you ever seen in your life. Oh, here he comes.
Totally different vibe than
No,
Chille.
he's just stalking and prowling. Stalking and prowling. Don't worry. He'll be right back. There he is. Is he going to pull in? Is he going to come get me? He claims there's a business here. There's no business here. It's a parking lot. Pretty sure it goes with the church across the street, which is not a business. It's a nonprofit organization.
Notice no emergency
Here he
lights
is.
when this guy gets out too.
I didn't realize he stepped out of his car.
Oh, wow.
He hits me with a spotlight, so I couldn't even tell. I didn't even.
Yeah. So just really quick. So there's no lights on. The cop hasn't lit him up. So, put it in the comments if that's unusual. I've never seen anything like that before. Go ahead and keep playing it.
Even know he was walking up to the car.
This lighter will give you fire no matter what Mother Nature throws at you.
Yeah, spring for
This new
premium, Mike.
incredible electric dual.
No, I gotta get the premium YouTube. I'm cheap, guys.
He snuck around to this side. I didn't even see him coming.
Ninja.
No lights.
I'm like getting ready to pull off and take off and leave. And he's like, hey, stop.
What's up?
What are you doing, sir?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just sitting here.
Hey, roll the window.
For what?
This parking lot's closed.
Okay.
You've been making some weird turns. Roll your window back.
What statute is that? Weird turns.
Roll your window down.
It is.
Hey, further. I need you have your license.
For what?
Huh?
Are you asking me to leave the property?
I watched you make a U-turn in this parking lot and sit when you saw me.
I didn't see you do nothing. I just sent a text message. What are you talking about?
Okay. You come down over there.
That's true.
Cameras on there. Now there's 3 cameras on him.
Gosh.
I go for citizen.
Get your
safety.
supervisor.
My supervisor?
Yep.
Okay, that's fine.
That is true. I agree with that.
Hey, pause that for a second.
And then, you know, if Chuck wants to pipe in, he's here now. So if he
That's
wants
what I was
to
getting
add-
ready to ask him. Chuck,
Yeah.
would you?
Yeah.
What do you
Can you
think
hear
of
me
this whole
okay? Let me
time?
test my mics. My mic all right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's good now.
Okay, good. You know, the funny thing is this cop had to be like the only cop in the entire department that didn't know who I was, I guess. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't even have messed with me at all. But, you know, here we are.
I love your image, man. This is so funny. All right. You want me to keep playing the video, guys? Yeah.
Here he is.
I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep playing the video.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and put it in the comment. Like anybody, if you got questions or you want to ask of anything, put it in the sidebar there.
Where you headed from tonight?
None of your business.
Okay. So if you tell me where you're going and explain, and then I could leave you alone.
Nah, that's all right.
Okay, that's fine.
Just get your supervisor. I'd rather hang out and make you look stupid.
I see that all the time. If you just tell me, if you just basically give me some type of excuse, I'll leave you alone. What kind of crap is that? If you give me some information, if you talk to me.
Hey, so really quick, guys, I just want to throw something out at you. Like this is one of the reasons why BZ Watchdog and I are going to do more research on drones, because I think that a good approach would be to have a drone flying around right now. I mean, clearly his footage is being blocked by the camera, so he's not able to exercise his First Amendment protected activity or protect himself from a potentially bad cop. So that's something that
I have multiple drones. The problem is that in this type of situation, majority of the time it takes me 15-20 minutes just to launch a drone.
Copy that. Yeah.
And you can't plan this. It's
right.
Just all natural. I bait the cops, but I have never went out and really tried to bait them. I just try to let it happen natural.
You just follow the laws.
Yeah, just follow the law and you'll get pulled over. That's funny. All right, I'm gonna put this back up. Here we go. Hold on, let me just get this video going. Boom. So is this a supervisor, I'm assuming?
No, that's just the first backup that shows up.
It's the free mustache ride coming.
Yeah, supervisor's next.
Right. Driving while with camera. It's a federal offense, I guess.
It's like, who wants a mustache ride?
Back up.
Wait till y'all see the mustache on this guy.
Yeah, this guy alone blew up the video just from the comments on his mustache. His mustache is why it went viral.
He looks like the guy from
He's like,
Queen.
"Never met Chuck before."
The parking lot was closed. I never demanded ID. I just wanted the supervisor to read it. Asked him what he was doing.
I told him I pulled in the parking lot to make a text real quick, and that's it.
Okay. You didn't explain that to me.
I did too.
Okay,
I've got it recorded, stupid.
okay, that's fine. So when
All
you
I
started
did is
to
pull
pull
it
in,
in, and
legally-
that's it.
can I speak?
Pause
I
it
don't
real
want to
quick.
hear it.
Yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
And
Yourself,
legally,
stupid.
like in Florida, you know, if they want to say that you're prowling, or there's another word with it that goes with the prowling law.
Stalking.
No, just basically being somewhere without a reason or cause. The statute itself states that they have to give you, the time or the ability to dispel their paranoia, basically. And that's what, by me saying that freed me of that. People don't understand every move I make is typically planned, a second in advance, maybe, but it's still, it's specific. And I say certain things for a reason. And honestly, that's what I was doing. And so that's what I knew by me saying that should be a realistic reason to dispel any, bullshit he wants to create in his mind, of why I'm sitting there and I might be doing something illegal.
Right. You've given him a plausible, reasonable explanation. Hey, I'm just doing a text.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to text and drive, and so that's what you do. You pull over.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, but in this case, you also have pretty solid evidence that he's sort of following you around, looking for some kind of a pretext to pull you over.
Exactly. At the time, I don't really know this.
Right. I'm just telling you, as a lawyer.
Once I put the video together, after I go watch all the dash cams and see all the angles and really see everything from like a third party. But at the time, you don't know this. I don't know everything that he did. It's just, a few things here and there I might have seen or noticed. Like I said, I don't even know at what point I realized at the time when he started following me. I didn't even know originally.
Makes sense. So basically, everybody, he has a reasonable explanation as to why he's there. He tells the cops he's sending a text. But then, of course, we know that really quick. I just want to, because not a lot of people might be the first time here on this channel. So the police have the right to lie to you, and they lie all the time. So you're not it's not really an insult to police to say the police lie. Police literally have the right to lie to you in the course of their investigation, and they do. They lie all the time, and courts let them do it. So this cop is, in my opinion, he's just following protocol. He's just lying. He already knows that the guy is there sending a text message. So I'm going to go ahead and keep playing this video. Is that okay, guys?
Go ahead.
All right.
I pulled in to make a text, and he's harassing me about it. I haven't even been here 3 minutes. He even drove by and aimed his flashlight out from the street over here at me, but then just kept on going. He obviously wasn't worried about it. First Amendment what? I'm a Second Amendment guy. I'm not a First Amendment guy.
You must have never seen such a useful tool before. This practical for terminal disassembly.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop it real quick.
The mustache
I'm a
cop.
First Amendment guy. I'm a Second Amendment guy.
Because it's hard to hear. But the mustache cop says, "You haven't met Chuck yet." And then I think the cop that stopped me was like, "Is he one of them First Amendment guys or whatever?" And then that's when I said that.
That's hilarious. And now, when I was watching the video, it almost looks like the officer's got a big smile on his face while he's flashing the light at you, like he thinks it's funny or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Little kid.
And normally, any other situation, if I was somewhere else where these cops didn't know me, and I said, "I'm not a First Amendment guy, I'm a Second Amendment guy," I would think that would probably trigger the dog crap out of them.
That's what I was thinking too.
They'd be like, "Get out of the car!"
Get out of the car! Let me see your hands. How dare you support the Second Amendment? What are you, one of those Americans who believes in the Constitution? What's wrong with you? Yeah. All right. So let me go ahead and keep playing this, guy. This is great. This is really good.
All right. Our supervisor will be here in about like 5 minutes. Right?
So I don't know what this douchebag's problem is. He new or something? You don't know if he's new?
I don't know if he's new.
Come on, man. You can't just be honest cop. I'm about honest cops, right?
I gotcha.
Hey, really quick, guys. I gotta point something out here. This guy looks just like Keith Idema. And by the way, I worked on one of his cases when I was a law clerk. Google it sometime. Type in Keith Idema, IDEMA. He's one of these guys who went over to Afghanistan, and he was like torturing Afghanis to try to find bin Laden. And he was like one of these guys, I guess, who dropped out of the regular army and ended up, fast tracking Green Berets, like is a National Guard Green Beret or something. And this cop just looks and almost acts just like him. I just wanted to say that because if you get a chance, you want to see some real comedy, look at the story of Keith Idema. But let's go ahead and keep it going here.
Who wants the mustache?
I think we're all about new. It's a pretty new department, but give our supervisor about 5 minutes, all right, boss?
Cool, I'm sitting here. I ain't going nowhere.
You're being cool with me, so.
I was gonna say he definitely looks uncomfortable. Or he's taking a shit, one or the other.
Yeah, the guy from Queen.
Yeah, it's pitch black out there. There's nothing to see. He's looking just at nothing. There's nothing over there.
Right.
And what's funny is he says he doesn't know if this guy's new or not. There's a 2-number badge difference.
So anyways, he pulls up behind me, and now he's saying I can't leave.
I got you. I think that's only because our supervisor's en route. But
Well, I know that was before I asked for the supervisor. That's why I asked for it, because he said I couldn't leave.
I got you.
He was like, this is private property, even though nobody's complained. He's just being an asshole.
Right there, he was trying to cover up the,
This is tyranny,
unlawful
man.
I got you.
Hold on. I'm going to stop this. So you kind of see the whole the narcissistic, approach. I gotcha. What? I gotcha. Hey, are you on prescription meds or anything I need to know about? You got. Anyways, let me keep going with this thing. Hold on.
He's straight up being a tyrant, and he's new. It's just disgusting.
What do you say? I can't hear him. He's got the window rolled up.
The chief will sit you down, and you'll watch the video with him. Don't worry.
I can't hear him.
You said the chief's gonna watch the video with you.
Okay, that's fine.
So am I still being detained or what?
No, you asked for a supervisor. You're not detained right now.
Okay, have a nice
Go
day.
back to your car.
Huh?
Why don't you go back to your car?
Okay, well, I'm standing by until my supervisor gets here. That's it.
Well, why don't you go stand by in your car?
Huh?
Why don't you go stand by in your car?
Okay. You requested a supervisor.
I'll sit here and wait for the supervisor.
Huh?
I said I'll sit here and wait for him.
Yeah, I really wish I would have just jumped out of my car at that point.
Okay, go. So
Just
kind
walked
of
over around to him.
yeah. Tell us how you're feeling right now. I mean, like adrenaline, taste in the throat. These guys are both armed. They could any second they could just come blast you, right? I mean, I've seen these videos, right? Hey, what's in your hand? Boom, boom, boom. It's how are you feeling right now?
I think I'm pretty calm. I have a lot of experience doing this, and so I feel pretty comfortable. And I wasn't too concerned just because I know this department. The department that I've been recording dang near almost every day for the past 3 years straight. And so I feel pretty comfortable. But also in the back of my head, I also know that they are armed and dangerous.
Yeah.
The reality of it. And so I'm also skeptical. I'm also watching my surroundings. I'm also thinking and, just keeping my eye out and keeping an eye on things and just to keep myself safe,
Yeah.
just because you never know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I mean, I got pulled out of my car over a parking ticket. I demanded that the officer show me a copy of his identification, and guy pulls me out of my car and starts, open hand slapping my ear, trying to pop my eardrum.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just crazy. Over a park, charges got thrown out, but still, I faced a criminal 148 charge, and for almost like a year and a half, every day of my life, I was terrified about having a criminal record. I mean, terrible. So I'm going to go ahead and keep playing this, guys.
Hey, before you do, Mike, hey, Chuck,
Yeah.
next time you go out, are you bringing the acorns? Or you going to leave them at home?
I always bring them. They're in the car already.
Now, a lot of people don't know what that acorn thing is. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about the acorn for the new people who don't know what that is? One of you.
Chuck, go ahead, man. That's your neck of the woods.
Well, I mean, it was a video that was released by thousands of channels, people, and basically a cop started shooting at a guy in the back of his cop car, his patrol car, because apparently an acorn fell out of a tree, hit the top of his cruiser, and he thought he was shot all of a sudden. And I don't remember what it was, like 14 shots, 20 shots into the back of his car. Another cop pulled her gun. I can't remember if she shot. So, yeah, it kind of became the famous acorn joke.
It's acorn conspiracy.
Acorn conspiracy. Okay, I'm going to keep playing this. Jeez. Yeah, that's true, too. Complaints don't do anything.
Nope.
Somebody put in Fort Myers PD's phone number in the chat. What's your name and badge number?
Huh?
What's your name and badge number?
Mine?
Yep.
Shiftlet 723.
What's yours?
Ferraro 725.
So far, we can give Ferraro a commendation, but the other guy, we need to definitely file some complaints on that guy. It's your right to redress your grievances, people.
I try to be fair. You know, he wasn't really being a dick or anything.
Yeah.
He's just looking at space.
Yeah, I know if people start calling, because I'm live and I'm saying put the phone number in the chat, and people will start calling at that point.
Yeah.
To redress their grievances. And so it's like, I try to be fair.
They're both trying not to look at Chuck, if you notice.
Yeah, what's that all about?
Just looks like Chuck crapped in their. Looks like Chuck crapped in their Cheerios.
So is it illegal to make?
Wait, hold on a minute. I'm still trying to figure. Why is this guy still holding the flashlight? I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, it's just so weird.
I had 5 flashlights in my door that would have just lit him up like a ghost. He's lucky I didn't pull one out. I got a lot of comments. Why didn't you light him up and this and that? And, and it was like, I probably should have. It would have put a stop to it. It typically works. You light them up real good and say, put your light down. I'll put mine down. And it usually works.
Well, at least it's not right in your face anymore.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm leaned back in my seat recording out the back window at this point.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Gotcha.
Because he's got the front window lit up. So I wasn't going to try
to
fight it with my camera. So I come on back.
Got it. That's actually a really brilliant move. All right, I'm going to go ahead and keep playing this, guys.
A U-turn and turn into a lot?
No, it's just the business is closed is the reason I'm stepping out with you. And you made a loop back this way, and I wasn't for sure what you were doing this. Because you come down eastbound, come back around, come back in the parking lot and sat, and I didn't know what you were doing.
Is that illegal?
No.
Then why do you care what I'm doing?
Because you just turned around to go back the way you just came from.
Oh, my God.
Oh, what? I can't change your mind.
Behind me.
So really quick, Chuck. So bottom line is these guys already know who you are.
They should. The department does. The supervisor definitely does.
Yeah.
When he shows up.
Yeah. So, and by the way, everybody, this is something that I could use some help with. I'm in the process of preparing public records requests to find out about Nevada PD's since Chille's first arrest. I don't know if you ever watched Chips when you were kids. That was like one of my favorite shows when I actually thought cops were honest. And they used to do these meetings where they would talk about, okay, there's this criminal, he's robbing houses, we know who he is. Everybody would sit down and they would go over it and brief everyone. So put it in the comments if you think that the officer who said that he's never seen or heard about Chille probably attended a meeting with Nevada PD where they all went over Chille and talked about what he's doing with his audits and how that's really messing them up. Because I'd be willing to put money on it that officer knew who Chille was, who said on the stand that he didn't. Put it in the comments if you think that I'm right. And put it in the comments if you've ever done a Nevada public records request, because even though I'm a lawyer, hey, I don't want to reinvent the wheel because those things get rejected and then you got to file a motion. So if you've been successful doing that, I'd love to have you help me do that just so we can, do that. I'm going to go ahead and play the rest of this video.
Same with this
People
cop.
not allowed to turn around and come back.
All these cops are trained on me.
Anyways, I mean,
they've all received training on me.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
Same thing.
Right. So if you've ever watched, pardon me, if you ever watched like an old Chips or a One Adam 12, before they go out on their patrol, they'll have all the cops They'll meet up.
They have team meetings and
yes. So I'd be willing to put money on it that these guys know who you are, and this is just part of the harassment. Because let's face it, guys like you prevent municipalities from raising revenue because they have their speed traps, they have their little system set up to bust out of towners, so they don't have to mess with the locals who vote and stuff like that, or maybe donate money to the police union. Kind of like those 911 foundation license plate frames, like get out of jail free card. You guys ever heard of those?
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's something, a lot of people don't realize. If you just start watching my lives, like right now, you won't have a clue. But when I first got to this area, which is Fort Myers, Florida, I used to, the radios were not encrypted. It was wide open. I used to be able to record 100 traffic stops a night.
Right.
Now you're lucky to see 1 or 2.
Yeah.
And,
by the way, I lost my video
too.
Yeah. By the way, I lost my video for some reason for me.
I see you, but your lips are not moving.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep playing the video unless you guys want to say anything else.
Nope, go ahead.
All right.
On, really? Doesn't that kind of sound stupid?
I got you, boss.
Go back to him if you want.
Huh?
You go back to him if you want.
What's he doing?
Just traffic stop.
Recordings just got better.
Hold on. Just,
hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to
sorry about
announce
this,
that
guys. This is one of the things.
Well, if your supervisor will hurry up and get here, I'll go back him too.
Looks like he's pulling up right now.
Nice.
Classic.
Stupid visor.
How long you been with Fort Myers PD?
About 1.5 years.
How long has he been here? 3 months?
I think about the same.
Has it been that long? I haven't seen him that much. The dude's an idiot. Obviously, he didn't know it was me, but still, you shouldn't be treating anybody that way or acting that way about anybody.
Yeah.
I got it if you got evidence of a crime or something. Do it. Jump on it.
Damn it, Basil.
What did he say he stopped you
Watchdog
for?
Basil
Or popped out with
Zagar
you?
donated $4.99 through Super Chat. Learn the Constitution, rookie.
Somebody watching. Because I made a U-turn and pulled into this parking lot and stopped to make a text.
Wow.
That was all he told you?
Yeah. That's what he did.
Gotcha.
That was
It's not a reason to
suspicious.
stop people. It's not a legal law for reason.
Yeah.
It's not reasonable suspicion, probable cause, nothing.
Yeah. Hey, where'd the other guy go?
He's talking with the stupid
Trespassing
visor.
is not a crime until you ask me to leave.
Got it.
And that was the first thing he said. This was closed business or something. I said, "Are you asking me to leave? Because I'll leave." Then I started to go, and he said, "Stop!" and hit my window.
Because that's the law in
You know,
Florida.
if it's a problem that I'm sitting here making a text real quick, I'll go to the next business or something that doesn't have the Fort Myers trespass sign on. Jesus. Just pulled over. There ain't no really street parking here. You know what I mean? Like the rest of the country.
Yeah, I got you, boss.
Gotcha, boss.
Hold over for a second, man. Actually, what I did is I sent out an Amber Alert. There was an Amber Alert earlier, and I had sent it out to some groups and stuff like that I run, in different news organizations.
Yeah.
And I just got the alert that the kid was found, and so I pulled over and I put in, child found, now canceled.
And that's exactly what I was doing.
Right.
Exactly what I did.
That's awesome. So you're actually doing
These
a
are
public
the
service. That's great.
Trespass signs that are sold for profit. They say that you have to get them from Fort Myers Police Department.
So you can't.
This is
hold on a minute.
if you want protection.
Wait, so you can't make your own sign? You've got to buy a sign from the police department?
If you want the police department to enforce it, yes.
That's pretty crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep playing this.
Extortion.
So this is what you have to pay. And that's legitimately how it works. If you do not pay this money and buy these signs, Fort Myers Police Department cannot protect your property.
That's crazy.
That's their rules. It's in their own city ordinance that they wrote.
Wow.
Not that I was a threat to that property at all, but it's just, the point that these cops show up, force me off this property. Unlawfully, illegally. There's no signs posted. There's nothing.
Yeah.
These thugs with guns show up. And you've seen how they act. Just absolutely crazy.
Heck yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's on me.
Hey, so really quick, guys. So I'm a little confused. Hold on, let me just so these signs, I don't know if you guys can see me. I don't see myself anymore.
No, I don't either.
You just got this little spinning wheel like you're loading.
I don't see that even.
Yeah, I'm having some kind of a problem. But so I guess what I'm trying to figure out, if you created your own sign or copied their sign, do you think they would try to sue you for copyright infringement or something like that?
I doubt it. I mean, if they have it somehow copyrighted, but I don't know.
I'm just curious. Like, if you got to buy their sign and you make your own sign that's a copy of theirs,
can you copyright something with like a state code or ordinance on it?
I don't think.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a totally different area of law than most people know about it. I do know some copyright law, and typically it is true that the government sometimes uses private companies on a license or something like that to do the artwork and things like that, and that private company could sue. So it's sort of an interesting thing. Put it in the comments though, you people, if you think, put a bunch of ones if you think that is fair, that you have to buy a sign from the police that you pay for with your taxes already to be able to enforce trespassing laws. I'm going to go ahead and keep playing this.
I don't even know where it came from.
I got you.
If it was the same cop, there's one right here to let me up 30 seconds before, and he went that way, and I don't know. He must have went around and came back and got behind me or something.
I got you, boss.
Who's the supervisor?
He's talking with the
Who is it?
officer. What's up?
Who's the supervisor?
I believe it's going to be Sergeant Hernandez.
Okay, great. Yeah, I wasn't excited about that. I was like, "Oh, we're done. This is over."
Wait, so tell me about the Sergeant Hernandez. What's the deal with him?
He's just
an a-hole.
Yeah, I mean, he's just since day one, he's just been very unprofessional.
And he doxes Chuck on the live streams.
Yeah, really? He walks up and doxes me on purpose. And that was my first experience with him when I first started recording here. He came up to me. I never met him, never seen him before. He comes up to me and just saying my full name out, Yeah. And I don't really care. My name's been out. I've never hit it, but they seem to, and it's just the principle of what he's trying to do, and it's just shady. And he's a shady cop.
That makes sense. So basically the guy they have coming, just for my audience to give some context, the Sergeant Hernandez is a guy who has had prior interactions with Chuck, and he's a dick.
Yeah, I mean, he just attacks me. He's basically, a paid agitator for the police department.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and keep playing this. Now, by the way, Chuck, normally we try to do these in under an hour, but I really want my audience to see this, so we're going to suspend that rule.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me at all.
Okay, cool. Even though people can't see my image, hopefully they know that I'm a lawyer and that I'm just here to try to help narrate. And
Zimmerman for a dog catcher. I think she's running to be the local dog catcher.
All right, so here we go.
Little doggy.
So do you guys have any, put it in the comments, any of you.
That's really what I want to supervise it for. I'd like to find out, you know, what's the reasonable suspicion or PC for this stop, I guess.
So, you know, just really quick, guys, I am a little confused about, okay, so he's standing at your window, but he's not looking at you. He's looking, right? I mean, like if I'm a cop.
Officer safety.
I'm going to be looking at your hands the whole time. I'm not going to be looking around furtively, like scanning the area, especially if I have a partner.
If he's scared, if the cop knows me, he knows I'm not a threat.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to hold my camera, talk shit, and that's about it, you know,
Yeah.
which is my right to do. And they should respect that.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a little petty. A little.
You know, one thing to note too is like on this property I'm on, I honestly didn't know if there was at the time. I honestly had no clue if there were signs posted, so I wasn't sure. You know, so things might have been differently if I knew for sure. But afterwards, of course, I look up the, you know, the survey of the property, and you know, and I research is there signs, you know, anywhere, you know, and what, you know, who owns this property, you know, and that kind of thing, and what other properties they own in the area, and do they have signs? And so, you know, I honestly, this wasn't planned, and so I had no idea at the time, you know, was there signs? Am I trespassing? You know, that kind of thing.
All right.
Lack of knowledge takes a little power away from you, you know. If I would have known that and then felt firm, you know, inside of that with that information, I might have jumped out and refused to leave.
And gotten ventilated by a couple of cops.
Well, you never know.
That caterpillar could have jumped right off his lip and attacked Chuck.
You never know. I mean, anything's possible.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and keep playing this.
Yes.
It's like almost like we need some like we will rock like Queen music.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. Right. We will shoot you.
There were so many comments with so many different names of who this guy was, and
Chuck left. He should have been playing "We Are the Champions."
Right. Little Village People action.
Let's go. If you're watching in the chat, hashtag free Chille.
Absolutely. Yeah. Put that in there. Free Chille, guys. And put his link for his GoFundMe account too, please. In the
Free
sidebar.
Chille DeCastrated.
Yeah. Somebody called him a constipational law scholar the other day. That's kind of funny.
Little midget. Hernandez.
Hello, how are you? I'm Sergeant Hernandez.
What's up?
What's up, Brian?
What's going on? Hey, I was trying to figure out the reasonable suspicion for this stop.
Okay, apparently you were just driving around the area in circles and the officer stepped out with you.
That's it?
That's it, man. You have any questions for me?
Nope.
Other than prior restraint.
Nope. I'm sorry?
Nope.
Nope. All right, you're free to leave, man.
Cool, thanks.
Have a good night.
Hernandez, the corrupt piece of shit.
Yeah, like he says my full name out, and that's why.
Listen to this super chat.
Cletus Van Damme donated $5 through Super Chat. Free mustache rides.
Free mustache rides. That was that loud explosion. It was a super chat
These
coming
cops
in.
here,
Gosh.
they're not even good at being criminal cops.
Jeez. Oh my gosh, that is really good. Are we done with the video already? No, we still got some more going.
He
Pretty
says
much.
watch
I
to the
mean,
end.
that's the majority of it, but yeah, I mean, it's just.
Do you want me to keep playing it, or do you want to?
You can in a second.
All right,
keep
talk to
going.
me.
But I mean, it's just messed up that, that was basically what you've seen is one cop that don't know what the hell he's doing, just wants to harass somebody, get caught. And then the second cop show up and just kind of, cover up for it and play it off. And then the supervisor show up and the same thing. I just wonder what was said, amongst themselves before, before the supervisor got to my window, or over the radio even.
Hey, really quick, I don't want to be rude, but So I know I have people helping me moderate comments and stuff, but please don't moderate Age Go unless there's something crazy that I don't know about. He's saying that he's getting timed out. I don't have the opportunity to constantly look over and see what people are saying, but do your best to exercise great discretion, because I want people to express themselves and say what they think, even if they don't support us necessarily, as long as they're not like just constantly being total a-holes, right? Where it's totally disruptive. I want to hear what people are saying.
Hey, real quick, Mike, I have a question for Chuck.
Yeah.
Chuck, did you bring the good old cock for the people?
Oh no, I can go grab it real quick.
Well, let the video play. Hey, go grab your cock.
Okay, no problem. I'm gonna play it. So really quick. So at Miss Constitutional Law Scholar, yeah, I appreciate that. And I'm not accusing anyone of doing it. I've had over the last few days a lot of people say, "Hey, why does it say there's 30 comments and I only see like 4? You're deleting comments. You're removing comments." I'm really not. Look, I don't really have a lot of time to even do this. I'm doing this because a friend of mine's got locked up. And I see a lot of mistakes that these guys are making in the auditor cop watching community. And I don't want you guys getting arrested. I believe that we need to really keep an eye on cops and all of our government officials and hold them to account. So that's why I'm doing this. This isn't like a money-making thing for me. I'm not profiting from this. So I just want you guys all to know this isn't like something that my life is focused on 100%. I'm doing this because I think it's part of my civic duty. So I'm going to go ahead and keep playing this. And here we go.
The worst part about cops like this is when there's no witnesses, no cameras, and cops take advantage of people that don't know their rights.
Thanks, Mountain Man 2.
People that just obey.
This is the quickest way to clear out stuck poop.
Sorry about that, guys.
Helps you poop, right?
I guess I'm going to have to upgrade.
What about drink?
I guess I'm going to have to upgrade to the paid
People
one.
that just don't know any better. I'm not done yet. I'm going to drive around the block since that's a crime now.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to drive around the block
Listen to how
again.
he gets one more back for the people. I love it. Wait for it.
Apparently, during my live, I accidentally hit the mute. Look, there's no trespassing signs. There's nothing. I've witnessed these cops mistreat thousands of people. I expose them for it.
Definitely.
Almost on a daily, nightly basis. These cops deserve way more than what they get.
Hey, I just drove around the block again. You losers.
This is great.
Suck it, Hernandez. Your mom does.
Oh my God.
Love
I'm
it.
sorry. I had to do it.
You got to understand, too, that entire department watches my channel, so they've all seen this.
Here we are, rolling up on a stop.
Yeah.
This is to kind of give you an example of when video first started in the first 30 seconds.
Screw your freedom.
You know, like I said, 99% of the time, this was probably an hour later or less. 99% of the time, I roll up on the stop, they see me. They scatter like cockroaches or cockroaches.
Doesn't look like they yanked them yet. Maybe we can save them still.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is awesome. I love that. I got to get my channel to do that.
He's got a TTS feature.
That's really cool.
Pause it real quick.
Yeah, because if this was Chille, he'd be running out there going, "Don't touch me, don't touch me." Jackfruit thug pig. He'd be going off on those guys right now.
Now with Chuck, if he's back, he brought his cock.
Yeah.
And 2, he's very interactive with TTS. I don't know what stream service that is, but he can kind of explain that real quick.
Yeah. So
I don't know about real quick, but I use a lot of stuff to create all that stuff. I think Stream Elements might be one of them. Yeah, I don't even know, to be honest with you. It's been a while since I set it all up, and it's It took me years to get it set up. I've been trying to get it working properly for years. And but it's a way that, you know, your super chats can be read out loud. Any type of TTS where people can text the speech out loud. You know, you can play it over a loudspeaker, play it over your car speakers, whatever you want.
That is really cool. I like that. You can tell that it kind of freaks the cops out a little bit because they know for sure they're being recorded and they're live streaming.
Oh yeah, and people say the whole idea is that so the chat can say things to the cops.
Yeah, yeah. The cops don't like being recorded. We get it.
And so there's a little, I mean, there's a fine line, you know. I wouldn't blast it too loud, you know. I try to be careful with it.
Yeah,
So
did you bring the cock?
Because here, if you broadcast things out loud, like if I have a loud horn, there's a city ordinance that as long as I'm standing still, sorry, I can't talk, that it's legal. But if I start pacing or walking, then it becomes illegal.
Like noise pollution or something?
Yep. Like street preachers, all that. They get them for that. They have to stand still or protesting. Because this is a form, when you get out there and start redressing your grievances or, you know, you're protesting. It's a form of protesting the police.
It sounds like communist Canada, the way they're writing these laws where you can't, basically you have rights, but you're not allowed to exercise them. Put a bunch of ones if you think that's what's happened to our country, that fascists and people who don't support the Constitution hide behind the Constitution while at the same time denying us to be able to exercise. Give me a bunch of ones if you think that that's what's going on. Give me a bunch of twos if you think that it's fair that they have laws like noise pollution laws and stuff like that. Twos if you think it's unfair. Ones if you think it is fair. By the way, give me a bunch of OTVOs. Give me a bunch of free chilies too. And make sure to smash the like button. Smash that like button. I'm trying to be like Chille best I can. Make sure to overturn Terry versus Ohio. And then we're going to go ahead and keep playing back this. I know I can't do it as good as Chille, but I know you guys miss him. So I'm trying to give you a little bit of the effect.
Oh, yeah. What are you looking back? They must have really wanted them.
Wow.
And here, this is the other scenario. This is where I show up and the cops are already digging deep.
Yeah,
searching for gold and silver.
Getting ready to plant some drugs or throw it.
But this is the stop that came across that the two cops were talking about when they were at my window, and the one cop told the other cop he could go back him up or her up. I guess it would be him. And I said, well, if the sergeant will hurry up, I'll go back him up too.
From the moment it leaves the factory, critical parts of your engine are building up deposits. And
I hope you appreciate the commercials. I don't.
Or its officers.
Hey guys, why don't we go ahead and put some super chats up so Mike can actually afford to actually get the premium
or parking.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said, bud. Go ahead.
I said everybody put some super chats in to help Mike fund for the premium YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, I got to tell you something, guys. My wife does not like it when I go over an hour because, as I told you guys earlier, this is not a money making thing for me. This is a passion for me. You got to understand something. The reason why I have this bar card today is because of what happened to me, 30 some odd years ago when I got beat up by a West Covina cop over a parking ticket. And so
I'm just thinking, Mike, if they put up super chats, maybe we can help you afford to get the premium so we can get rid of the commercials.
Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah. If anybody wants to do that, that would definitely be hilarious if that happened. But let me keep playing it for you, okay?
Provided for herein to enforce the provisions of this article in Florida Statute Section 810. If the following criteria are met: a letter of authorization on corporate or business stationery is placed on file at the police department. The authorization should include the provision that the officers of the city police department are authorized representatives to enforce Florida Statute 810.09 and shall warn and direct persons to leave the name of business property. If the business is a franchise chain or a large corporation, this authorization should be given by at least a district manager or equivalent person.
That's
A
wild.
sign posted on the premises in a prominent manner that reads "No trespassing." All city police officers are authorized representatives to advise any person to leave these premises. Failure to vacate the premises after being so instructed may result in an arrest for trespassing after warning. To ensure all signs meet the requirements of this article, it is necessary for all signs to be purchased from the police department. Any person.
Hold on a minute. So I just got to go over that. So to me, that is the most absurd thing I've ever heard of in my life. If you, all the police have to do is put a copy of the no trespassing sign on their website, and people should just be able to print it up and make their own sign. That is just the most stupidest thing. That's just a way for the city to fleece
money.
Extortion.
Yeah, I'm going to keep playing this.
Person who violates this section shall be punished as provided in section 1-14.
Okay, so there you go. If you don't buy the sign, here you go, guys. If you don't buy the sign from them and make your own, what I'm reading is a lawyer, okay? You're going to get punished. And that's the code section they're going to punish you under. I'm going to keep playing this.
So basically what this is saying is the PD needs to have this letter signed on file. A lot of places call them trespass agreements. And also, there has to be signs posted on the premises. It says in a prominent manner.
Call your home security provider and cancel the subscription. This brand new subscription-free mini Wi-Fi.
So just to answer, really quick. So just to answer everybody's question, it looks like the video's over now. So I'm just gonna.
Well, Mike, before you go into anything, I just have a quick question for Chuck here. Since he's in Florida now and no longer Indiana, we've been covering Indiana's 25-foot rule.
Yep.
Florida just recently passed a 14-foot rule, but they're also waiting on Governor DeSantis to sign off on it so it can take effect on the 1st. How's that going to affect you, Chuck, with as close as you normally get?
I don't know. I mean, I don't, in my opinion, I think that, if they're going to make some rule or law about it, and I think it should be, within arm's reach if you're holding a camera. Now, if you're holding a knife, then I think they can make it 25, 14 feet, whatever. Because where they get that distance, as me and Basil have talked, it's from, what's that called?
The unpublished, what is it that Mike, that unpublished publication?
Well, yeah. Okay, so basically the 21-foot rule is actually it's this rule. It's not even a rule, it's a principle that basically means if you're outside of 21 feet and you shoot someone, you probably, in your cop, that could be considered unjustifiable use of force. But if they're within the 21 feet and you blast them, then you don't get busted and lose your job. That's pretty much all that is. And it's mentioned in a depublished Ninth Circuit case. It really shouldn't be used as a hard and fast rule to prevent people from filming too closely or filming at all.
It was my understanding that that's where they're getting the distance from.
Yeah.
Because there's not only a 14-foot rule that they've been trying to push, there was also a 25 or 30 that's being pushed through too.
That's right. And recently, I believe the Arizona Supremes or a federal court, I'll do a show about it because I don't want to misspeak, but
there was an 8-foot rule there that they did, but it didn't pass.
Well, there was a court that actually struck down, as far as I know, some rule about,
I think it was 10 feet.
10 feet. Okay. But we'll make sure to, because I don't want to engage in misinformation or whatever and get banned. So I'll make sure to get a copy of the site and let y'all look at it yourselves. But yeah, it's a real problem, guys, because if you're trying to engage in a First Amendment protected activity, all this does really is give the police the ability to come up with some arbitrary and capricious feelings police, right? It's because it's about their feelings, how they felt. And it basically deprives you of the ability to hold your public officials accountable. So I guess it looks like the video is pretty much over, guys. I mean, is that a fair statement?
Yeah. I mean, one more thing, the 14 feet, I think it's going to be difficult for audio purposes.
Yeah.
Nighttime recording, that a few feet makes a big difference. It starts to get grainy.
Yeah.
I have high-end cameras and it doesn't matter. I mean, if it's dark, it's dark.
Yeah. And you want to be able to see what they're physically doing, especially when they're searching a vehicle, because I know from being a lawyer, multiple cases we've been involved in where the police didn't know that the guy in the car actually had a hidden camera inside the car. And literally you could see the cops, taking a little bit of marijuana and putting it in their little cup holder, or, they'll throw down an old 38 special or something. Especially they do this with blacks all the time, man. They'll throw weapons in their cars, throw drugs in their cars, because they know that these guys, as a general rule, they don't make a lot of money, and they know they can't afford to defend a case, so they're going to plead out. And we know that the prison industrial complex makes a shit ton of money locking people up and throwing away the key, and that's a real problem. That supports the administrative state. The police unions are the ones who put all these scumbag politicians in power, who pass these laws. So part of my job is to teach you the way the Leviathanic system works. And we have a Hobbesian administrative state, and then we have natural law, which our founding fathers believed in, most of them. And that was the Locke point of view. And that's also something that Chille is really into, is the Hobbes versus Locke thing, which we've talked about in other videos. But I just want to let you guys know that that's a real problem. If you can't film, you can't get your audio in there, that basically gives police the ability to be dishonest and engage in business as usual. So Chuck, what do you think about that?
I mean, I agree. It's, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what we can do.
Now, Citizens Broadcasting says the founders believed in global socialism. I don't necessarily know that that's true. But there is an argument that a lot of them were Masons, and that's the reason why we have a lot of problems with the World Economic Forum and all these other guys, Council on Foreign Relations. But that's a video for another day. I want to focus on what brought me here, which is Free Chille, and then this particular cast that we have with Chuck. And now, okay, Citizens Broadcasting. It appears that they did set up Dumerica to fail, because we see what's happening. We have these completely retarded politicians getting elected by equally retarded voter base, and they'll go in there where they're making $5,000 a year as a bartender or something, and now they're worth $20 million. So put it in the comments if you think that's a little weird. I think it's crazy. It reminds me of the old pre-party in Mexico, where they stayed in power for like millions of years, and they were just using voting machines to illegally cast votes and always staying in power until they eventually got caught. And you can do the research yourself, but the PRI party, voting machines, and election fraud sound familiar, guys? Voting machines, that can be manipulated, can be tapped into from the outside, data running through routers going through communist China, for example. Think about that. Put it in the comments if you think that's unfair. And then give me a bunch of ones if you think it's fair, a bunch of twos if you don't. And,
I want to give Chuck a shout out. Thanks for coming on, Chuck. If you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, please go over and subscribe. Make sure you turn on the all notification bell, because I'll tell you right now, when this man goes live, you're gonna want to watch.
Yeah, and I appreciate Chuck coming on. It's too bad that you can't see me anymore, but it is what it is.
Sometimes that's a positive thing.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm so good looking. I don't want to steal all your thunder. So let's do this, guys. So Chuck, I do want to thank you for coming on, and I definitely would love to have you on again. I'd like to go over a couple of your other videos, because I've been checking you out, man. And you're really good. You're really funny, and I love it the way that you don't get too extreme to the point where they're just so fired up they're just trying to lock you up. Sometimes it's your approach that makes all the difference. The whole buck yeah, that guy, yeah. I love that guy, and he gets the cops laughing, and he's having a good time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So okay. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out, guys. All right, you guys ready?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. So everybody make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save, because we never know when the thought police are going to shut down this channel. You know they're going to try, because that's what they do. They try to censor and silence people who support the Constitution. They try to paint us as crazies. These guys are complete nut jobs themselves. The academic administrative state needs to be stopped at all costs. These scumbags who have been placed into power over the last few years need to be held to account. And it's our job as individuals, in support of the Constitution, Bill of Rights, Articles of Confederation, the Unanimous Declaration. We have a solemn duty to keep this country and make this country a better place for our children and for our future progeny. And so I'm going to go ahead and close this out. That being said, Semper Fidelis, do or die. I'll see you tomorrow. Era.